What's up, Team Takeover? This is IQWrestler. There's not a lot going down right now other than Diaz vs. Daly, which is coming up, but I'm going to do another video talking about that. Right now I just want to talk about some random stuff. First thing I want to talk about is two incredible M-1 shows I saw this weekend. First one was an M-1 selection show. I didn't get to see all this, it was so late. These M1 shows don't come on until about 2 o'clock in the morning here in Australia, so I just had to go to bed, but from what I saw it looked awesome. And the second one I did see all of. It was an M1 Ukraine International Club Grand Prix. I was on Twitter with my boy Elon, shoutouts to Elon. This was just incredible card. It was insane. The first 11 fights all ended in the first round. I believe that might be a first in MMA history. I'm not sure I've ever seen that happen before. It was unbelievable, the fights. There were some really good guys like Vladimir Opensenko, Vasily Novikov. You know, good guys like that, good up-and-coming guys. Only one fight out of 15 went to the judges, and it was an awesome fight as well. You know, my hats off to Evgeny Kogan and all those guys at M1. I really would love to see M1 step up and become, you know, just reach that next level and become a real force in MMA, because if they don't have the highest finish rate out of any MMA organisation, you know, I would love to know who does, because they would be doing well at top M1. M1 shows, they are worth staying up until 5 o'clock in the morning to see, and that's coming from someone who did it twice this weekend, and I don't regret it for a second. It was so refreshing to see great fights and great fighters who just go out there and look for the finish. You know, they don't stall, they don't try and play safe. They go out there, they look to get in and out as quick as possible. And it's so refreshing to see. M1 is just awesome. The next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to go off on a bit of a rant here. It's not something I think I've ever heard anyone talk about, but it's something I've encountered quite a few times in my course as an MMA fan, and I never really got why. So I just want to talk about it for a little bit, and if it gets a bit ranty, I'm sorry, and if I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm not afraid to be proven wrong. In fact, I hope to be proven wrong. I love learning. You know, on my last video, someone commented about the pro wrestling pictures you can see in the back there, and said to me that MMA isn't my game, son. And that was a quote. You know, I've never understood why MMA fans feel such a need to hate on people who like pro wrestling. I mean, they're two completely different sports. I know there's a lot of fans who love both. A lot of guys on Team Takeover, big pro wrestling guys. Wayne Shorter, I'm looking at you. You know, I never get the hate. It's like saying you like football so you can't like baseball, or you like tennis so you can't like boxing. They're two completely different things, and at the same time, it's like these guys don't know their stuff, because if they knew their history right, they would know they owe a lot to pro wrestling. I'm just going to talk about this for a couple of minutes. Let's just say pro wrestling never existed. Bam, pro wrestling's gone. Alright, now the history of MMA is a very weird and different place. No pro wrestling. Satoru Sayama, aka the first Tiger Mask, never opened Shudo. And all those guys who have gone through there, Sakurai, Gomi, Romina Sato, Hellboy Hansen, Cole Uno, Hatsuhioki, Takaya, every single guy who got their start in MMA with Judo, bam, that doesn't happen, and the history of MMA is different. No pro wrestling, no Minoru Suzuki, no Masakatsu Funaki, they don't open Pancrase, bam, no Bas Rutten, no Ken Shamrock, and the history of MMA is very different. UFC 1 plays out much differently, with no Ken Shamrock around. No pro wrestling, no Takada, no Pride. And then every fight that you've loved as a fan never happened. No Crow Cop versus Fedor, no Big Nog versus Josh Barnett's, no Sakuraba versus the Gracies. None of that ever happened, all because pro wrestling didn't exist and Takada never became a star. Pride never existed because pro wrestling never existed. No pro wrestling, Akira Maeda doesn't start rings. Bam, again, all those guys who got their start there, the Fedors, the Dan Hendersons, the Nogs, the Gilbert Ivals, the Overeems, all those guys who have gone through rings, they don't get their start there. That's all the different history. No Maeda, again, and K1 Heroes doesn't happen. K1 Heroes doesn't happen, Dream doesn't happen, and all those fights are gone from history. Basically, everything in Japanese MMA history never happens because no pro wrestling. So, it's cool if you're not a fan of pro wrestling. But, at least respect it. It's not all John Cena and Vince McMahon. There is actually a sporting and combative side to pro wrestling. So, I just hope people would respect it a little bit more for all it's given them as MMA fans. I'm sorry that if that got a little bit ranty. It's something I've never understood, and I've never really seen anyone talk about it, so I just thought I'd talk about it. What else can I talk about? There was the Strikeforce Challenges. The first one since Zuva took over Strikeforce. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was a good show. I saw some GIFs of the show. Thanks to Zombie Prophet for those. And it looked alright. I didn't have any motivation to watch it. I haven't seen Bellator yet. One with Eddie Alvarez versus Pat Curran. I can't wait to see that. Patricky Freire and Eddie Alvarez. Toby Amata too. Looking forward to all those guys. And Rick Horn, one of my top prospects, Rick Horn. So I can't wait to watch that. I think that's it. I just basically wanted to get that pro wrestling thing off my chest. And talk about the M-1, which was incredible. Shoutouts to Bloodstained, obviously, and Mr. Fahrenheit. Sambo. Elon again. I had mad fun hanging out with you on Twitter, dude. Let's do it again sometime. Shoutouts to Mike from MMA Japan for the stream. And the freebies, thanks man, really appreciate that. Shoutouts to Sambo, shoutouts to Gumby, shoutouts to Wayne Shorter, shoutouts to J-Rod, shoutouts to Chuck, shoutouts to Zombie, Shout outs to Wisdom. Shout outs to shout outs to Sean Sinha. I'm so bummed out you're not going to do vlogs anymore, man. You know, they were a real bright spot. Shout outs to all my people on Twitter. Shout outs to everybody. I'm sorry if I forgot anyone. My memory is fucked from this weekend. Staying up so late. Oh, one more thing before I go. I've been thinking about trying my hand at writing an article. I'm not sure where it'll go up yet. Maybe Iron4 Design, maybe somewhere else. I'm not sure. But if you have any suggestions on a topic that you'd like to see me write about, please let me know. And I'll really take it into consideration. I think that's it. See you next time.